obtained MPhil in Planning and Development from Indian Institute of Technology, Mumbai, and MA in Social Entrepreneurship in the School of Management and Labor Studies, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. He has got all the credentials, to talk about entrepreneurship, development models being followed across the globe in India in terms of entrepreneurship promotion. He has more than 5 years of work experience in industry and academia. He was a faculty at the University of the Fraser Valley, Canada, Chandigarh campus, India, for short span. He has also taught at Rajagiri Business School, Kochi, in Kerala. He worked as a senior operations manager at Nidam Microfinance for more than a year, handling fundraising, project implementation, and knowledge management. Currently, he teaches entrepreneurship and business growth, new venture planning, core strategic management, strategy and engineering, emerging markets to PGP and PGPEX students at IIM Visakhapatnam. He plays very vital role in mentoring a women startup program at IIM Visakhapatnam in their incubation center, which is called IIMV Field, which is an emerging incubation center of IIM Visakhapatnam. On research side, we have several contributions in the area of competitive strategy, entrepreneurship, small-scale enterprises, competitive dynamics, new venture creation, and business models, international business, etc. He has published in top management journals and presented his research papers on top international management conferences in Boston, USA, Sao Paulo, Brazil. He is the member of Academy of International Business, Academy of Management, and Strategic Management Society. Really great privilege to have Professor Sushil Kumar as our today's guest faculty or the resource person to share some of his perspectives and educate us, on the kind of developments taking place in the entrepreneurship area. And there are different types of entrepreneurship model, depending upon the type of business and in the life cycle where you are, and depending upon the legal structures, the models are being evolved. And I'm sure all of us will be able to get benefit out of his rich experience, academic knowledge, and the entrepreneurial training what he is providing as a entrepreneur chair at IIM Visakhapatnam. I invite Professor Sushil Kumar ji and there is a bouquet. That's what another teacher.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
This program is actually
Right, right.
recently said 25 people in it. You can become a trainer for teachers or potential entrepreneurs. So this is a small group so that we can have intense discussions. I urge again all of you to raise questions. That is how 50% of our learning takes place through the deliberations and discussions rather than hearing. 50% only learning takes place the teacher what he talks. The remaining 50% of learning happens only when we raise questions and interact with. So let us make this opportunity and try to get full knowledge on entrepreneurship. After hearing his lecture, I feel you will not be having any doubt about the concept of entrepreneurship in the models.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And again, good afternoon. So it's really a nice opportunity because I come here on Startup Saturday and we all began with this really takes a lot of gratitude and a work which we all have been doing. But Andhra University as a university, academic excellence and all, they all have been facilitating a lot of things in entrepreneurship. And once again, on the behalf of I, Visakhapatnam, I thank Purushottam sir as the IPR chair at Andhra University and his team who all have been organizing. Today morning, just now I came back from AMPJ. You are to Andhra today's meditate tour. Maybe because I went for the first time, I saw a lot of wonderful things which have been happening by the support of the government, by the support of a lot of stakeholders, university, entrepreneurs, and researchers. But there was always a question since I teach entrepreneurship across the world. There was a question which was asked: can entrepreneurship be taught in the class? Very valid question. See, as a faculty, we cannot teach entrepreneurship because it is more like a surgeon who is doing the surgery. Unless and until he might have learned a lot of things, but his hand shakes while he operates. You could really see even the fine thread if he uses has to be so precise that the effectiveness has to happen to the surgeon. He could be given a training in the laboratory with the doctors, with the people over there, but he has to perform there with the patient. Similar is also entrepreneurship. We can teach because I teach to district magistrate, collectors, secretaries, all professors, students, PhD students, MBA students, executive students. But we cannot make them entrepreneur in the class. We can make them entrepreneurial in the class. So I'll actually give you a difference between what is entrepreneur and what is entrepreneurial or what is entrepreneurship. But at the same time, this question all over the world has been debated and discussed and entrepreneurship is taught. There was a time actually, a business school based out of USA said that some of the aspects of entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial journey would be discussed and shared with the students. Maybe it is called like entrepreneurship education, which is trying to understand entrepreneurial intention. Who has an intention to start this? Maybe first we think that for our son, my body, Punjabis in our country, they are more entrepreneurial because they come from the family business. Maybe many of them are also moving from the family business to coming and working. But that intention is not one day affair that in the night you will dream and second the morning you will entrepreneur. It may not happen. Because it takes a lot of courage, risk taking ability, and a lot of things to go at. Then again, people say that what can entrepreneurship or what can entrepreneurship professor teach? We can explain the students about the business model, but the business model has to be prepared by that entrepreneur because he or she has to prepare that this is that business which we are going to build. We have to also teach them understanding the right, urgent, and sizable problem which you are going to solve. You can see a lot of business model. The e-commerce which started was out of a need, but this need was mostly driven by the evolution of a technology. Otherwise, we all were actually going to the shop, purchasing and coming back. There was nothing else. We all really loved enjoying going marketing and coming back. There was no need. But this was an advent of technology, internet as a platform, or maybe IT revolution, which has augmented across the world that e-commerce or digital. You could see in each and every aspect that is coming in. The moment we do not have a time, we just open an app, click something, purchase, go back. By the time you reach, you get your vegetables chopped, you have to just cook. That's all. If you don't want to cook, order something which is cooked. How fast we are, how efficient we are, how actually convenient we all are. So technology which we all think this is that invention or innovation or discovery of one, it is not. Let me come back. How shall we move? Yes, yes. So that is why you could read this slide, which I have also mentioned. First about the entrepreneur and the entrepreneur. We all must be really knowing about the difference between a manager versus entrepreneur. Entrepreneur at the each and every day, each step and each action is a risky affair for them. Because entrepreneur as an individual, he map each and every activity. Your daughters or sons or maybe your relatives study management. You can really ask them, are you able to take this? Most of my management students are not taking these steps at all. Though we started, Purushottam sir also knows, we started a startup activity for them that 1 year you do your MBA, second year come and start a startup in you. Only one student. Why? Mostly driven by your parents that hey, we have actually taken loan for you. Don't go in an adventurous way. Earn some money. Save then start. Entrepreneurship can be deferred. You could see people say that let me earn, but by the time you go and work, you get something more real. You leave entrepreneurship, whatever you might have studied. So it's really that the way we all think that entrepreneurship is something which could be started today, started later, each and every action and activity as a gestation time. Because starting an entrepreneurship ideas in our mind, if I give a simple A4 sheet to each one of us, we will have thousands of ideas which will be driven by a problem. Either you might have faced, or relative might have faced, people might have faced, society might have faced. You can come up with a lot of solutions, but all these solutions are not entrepreneurial opportunity to start. That is a lot of students come to our campus saying that we can start a business today, tomorrow, but they are not well dealt. So that is why when I teach actually entrepreneurship, I start with actually a session called ideation bootcamp. We only actually help our students that think as deeper as possible to either bring a technology or to innovate or to go ahead to solve the right problem. Because problems you see is just a mirror image of many things. Other people are presenting without even the slides as well. But you could see these have become convenient. Is it the urgent requirement of human beings? No. Comfort. Something different we want. Now you could really understand entrepreneurship without technological intervention or with technological. What does it? Entrepreneurship, which is completely social. You could see a lot of entrepreneurs working on a lot of environment, sustainability, climate change, poverty, eradication of poverty, many aspects. Some of them have never touched technology or bringing technology to solve that problem. But some of them believe that yes, if we actually bring the technology to solve that problem. So I could actually again begin that entrepreneurship involves two, three things. Is the discovery and creation, boosting numerous business opportunities. Simple definition, entrepreneurship is starting a business, getting an idea, understanding the problem, building opportunity, and from that opportunity, start a venture, legal registration. But all these have huge tasks, huge challenge. A lot of people, after even leaving the job as a CEO, are becoming entrepreneurs. Many. A lot of women entrepreneurs, as Madam already knows, we have started WSP program here, which has been very successful. We are getting the fourth cohort. We are trying to empower people. immigrant entrepreneurship, religious entrepreneurship, the people who are locally trying to solve agro-food processing. I went to Paderu, ASRD state. With the support of DSC, we are trying to bring a new project which is more about building entrepreneurship in food processing. So you could say entrepreneurship is not limited to one particular activity, but it's across. There was that entrepreneurship when I studied. We wanted actually priests for a prayer or havan in our houses. Now you can see there is a platform. You do not a lot of people actually, whom will you call as a Hindu family, whom will you call to actually worship in your house? See, they are available. Urban club, at the time your husband is busy, children are busy, you are preparing for either Pongal, Diwali or any festival, you have urban club at your doorstep, they will clean everything over. You could see that convenience. At that point of time, that could be an urgency because tomorrow we have a festival. You could see how this technology as a platform, technology as an enabler, technology as a support system is augmenting the impact of it. So entrepreneurship is more about discovery versus creation. Or before that, if I begin one more actually line, is the mindset. Everyone might have heard as an entrepreneur is called Sarak Saraswati. So Sarak Saraswati was a professor at IIM Bangalore. She also taught me. She brought an idea, it's called causation and effectuation. As an example, if you go to if your mother says that go to the kitchen and cook, what will you cook? That's the problem. And you might have never cooked for any time. So she said that go and cook. You will go to the kitchen, things are there. You will take that. You are not given a target what to cook. You are given everything there. You are not told what is that menu to cook. But you have to cook. Either you prepare tea or you prepare pudding or prepare anything. But you have to cook. So effective. You are actually fearful what to do. What will you do at that point of time? Whatever I am as an individual, entrepreneur, human being, mother or a housewife, I know that this I know to cook. Let me cook and cook. Process is not required at that point of time because if you go a lot of processable at that point of time, it is very, very tough for you. You believe that whatever I have, let me begin. There is another example which is for causal. Your mother says that, my dear son, you have to only cook the pudding. For that pudding, resources are not there. Go to the kitchen. Target is given to you. You will go read the menu. Lot of YouTube videos are there. How to cook pudding. You will read, listen, everything. Then you will try add all these, and then you could see here. Thinking of a desired outcome and then coming with a plan to achieve that. This actually does not work. In entrepreneurship, many of the times you believe that I will actually start my venture after 2 years. With all these processes, time will change. Time, opportunity, people, potential customer, and that entire market will move. During COVID, a lot of people actually tweaked their business model because they were not surviving at all. They had to tweak because they were just like a hand to mouth situation. They started selling that sanitizer and all these masks to survive. You could see this affair is very, very tough. It's not so easy that you could be entrepreneurial every day. I actually give an example to my students that if you are looking for financing, then one of the example of the sources of finance is personal saving. Whatever you have saved, you can start. The second is the money from the peers, family, and friends, and your groups. I said if you are unmarried, fine. If you are married and if you ask your wife to give you jewelry to start a business, it has lethal implications. Legal is different. Lethal is very tough. Your wife will always say that, hey, you have to earn money, revenue, and repay me back this much percent. Another example is called venture capital. Venture capitalists will give you 50 crore of rupees for a technology. But what will happen? They will sit on your head every day that you do not lose there. So entrepreneurship is not a cup of tea which we drink and you can go. No. It's really whether I am as a professor or the people who are actually starting entrepreneurship, they only understand their pain points. I started a venture. We actually did a third party based out of Readlnesslevel. We sold huge amount of actually it was a textile product. We made huge amount of it, moved out. But that experience has not helped me to become very, very entrepreneurial. Entrepreneurs who are working, managing, whether tech entrepreneur or non-tech entrepreneur, their journey. Also, is one more concept which is called bricolab. You could see this is actually more about whatever you have. Start. Many times we think that hey, what to do? Shall I really go ahead? Then you should be, no, no, let me start. There is always a conundrum or a dilemma in entrepreneurship that how much to plan and how much to execute. Will you plan only for 2 years and then execute after 2 years? Or will you plan for 5 months and then execute? Both have to be balanced. And it's very, very tough affair. As an entrepreneur or as a professor, I can give them a huge gap on planning, decision making, execution. But these all may fail once they go into the reality. You could see that's why I started a question, can entrepreneurship be taught? We are facilitating them. We do a lot of IPR activity that hey, this is the what you have to build a brand, patent, IPR and all. But once they implement and start, that is very, very. So that's a mindset. Mindset is very, very important because even those students who are studying MSc or MBA in entrepreneurship, most of them will not become entrepreneurs. Though we have a lot of programs in many colleges and a specialization in entrepreneurship, not. If they begin also, many of them will not succeed. And success in entrepreneurship is not guaranteed at all. The failure rate across the world, even in the times of modern technology, information available, it is 80% who are failing from first to first. We were thinking that information is not there about the market and the people, so therefore the failure rate was high. Still, it is similar. It has not gone down. We have actually have a lot of luxury to experiment more today. You could see when Silicon Valley was there, so people were going to Silicon Valley, America, trying to test, discuss with the people, and they used to feel confident that I can begin a business. Now most of the Silicon Valleys are in Bangalore, Bombay, Pune, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, because a lot of incubation centers are coming up, a lot of entrepreneurial hubs are coming up. P Hub in Hyderabad. A lot of people are AMT, get one is open hub actually for entrepreneurship. It is actually not required to go to America only. You could see localized. At that point of time, when Silicon Valley as a concept was highly dominant, that has faded away because a lot of localization is coming. If you are trying to build something on millet, startup on millet, because a lot of people are coming, working, we don't need to go to test to America. It is required here. So you have to really understand the market, customer demand, what you want, and how can you accept. It is not that starting a business is a dream, starting today, tomorrow, closing third day, you are in Vietnam. No, it is that it has to be continuous. Similar like a brainchild or a baby, which we more bring to a bigger, bigger, bigger level. It's similar. Like you can be a manager. Today you will start as a manager. You can be whole life as a manager. But becoming entrepreneur is a tough journey. Let me go back again. That how do we get opportunity? See, a lot of people are very, very alert in the life. Our grandmothers and grandfathers have much and much an experience. They can catch the things very easily because that experience gives them to catch things very easily. No, this will not work. Sometimes we ignore them and no, your age is gone. But that experience is advantage. Similar, those who are studied, those who are educated, are more dynamic and alert because of the knowledge they have. The entrepreneur who comes with an experience in the industry is more analytical in nature because he or she has solved that problem. The entrepreneur, suppose a public sector, maybe the district collector of Visakhapatnam wants to become an entrepreneur. Do you think will he be successful? To a certain extent, because he comes with an administrative knowledge. Do you think that if what's the Mohan sir of Vice Chancellor office at Andhra University wants to become an entrepreneur, will he be more successful because he teaches that? Or I will be more successful because I teach that? No. These opportunities does not depend who you are. Because these opportunities are not driven by the people. These opportunities are abstract and relative. So that is why whenever we begin a business, whether we begin for technological entrepreneurship or whether we begin with a commercial one or a social venture, it has to be always a new idea. Invention of that may not lead to achievement of a more economic end. So whenever we are building, we have to see that what are we trying? Is it that opportunity which is bigger, sustainable, durable, sustainable, or just a fun? You have to really understand because as an entrepreneur, see a CEO as a manager, he has a knowledge of that entire organization plus the ecosystem. But as an entrepreneur, you have to start from scratch because you have built, understood it. But whatever we are building as an entrepreneurial opportunity based on to that has to be. You could see fast fashion. One of my actually two of my classmates started this firm called Very Love. Alok and Anusha, they are my classmates which I am Raipur when studying. Both of them, one of them was actually fashion designer and the boy was just an MBA graduate from that school. They went. But the girl, since she was actually in a design, she understood that there's a demand of something fast fashion. They started working on few products, third party manufacturing. Last 4 years, their venture is around 70 crore rupees turnover every year. Started from one online shop to 6 offline shops. They brought that all technological intervention platform, new designs, new machines, worked on the HRM aspects, marketing aspects, logistics, supply chain, and everything. And that is awesome. You could see it is also about the entrepreneur, how he or she taps that opportunity and presents to them. There are many fast fashion, if we see whether it is H&M or maybe Jara, very many are coming into that segment. But how do you build up that opportunity which is better to earn revenue? It is not that entrepreneurship is earning revenue. You can earn revenue today crores of rupees, but will you sustain? That's a question. It is not like today you have a CV in your pocket, tomorrow you will work here, tomorrow you will go there, tomorrow you will go there. That is even not that. But entrepreneurship is beyond that. That's why a lot of actually people, practical executives also focus that your opportunity must be clearly. Opportunity is something new, idea on which you can build. But you have to go below to understand which will help you. Yeah, you all could read. This actually comes. How do we build opportunity? Then I'll really move to the technology entrepreneurship. One of the aspects is actually discovery. It says that if only one side exists, demand exists but supply does not, and vice versa, then the non-existent side has to be discovered. You are trying to discover something from the market. This is when a problem is already there in the society. It is very easy for you to develop, right? Just let me complete. Suppose Suppose there is the three things need and the fourth need is of IT, mobile and all and all. If there is already a demand, it is easy for you as an individual and entrepreneur to sell. Because you will not spend much time to convince people, but you will say this is your demand. That's why we have better something. There was a demand of masks. People those who started making masks, whether the self-help group ladies and all, they made a huge amount of money. Demand, you are seeing that in that market, there is opportunity, there is a demand. We have just understood that problem, created a product out of it or a service out of it, and let's that helps. There, you will not actually spend a lot of amount of money, effort, or resources to convince people, but there is a demand automatically. Yes, ma'am, you had a question.
Ma'am, sir, we have this hyperlocal delivery system these days
Hmm.
where they promise delivery within no time.
Right.
So it's a challenge for the local people
Hmm.
where they are unable to stick to that time aspect. So this is actually a very earning challenge for the delivery guys. So how, is this a good idea to take up or develop technological entrepreneurship to solve this problem or this challenge?
Oh. Let me give a scenario. How fast you want your delivery to happen?
Very fast. Within
2 minutes?
Within 10 minutes.
No. You wanted 2 minutes, no? I just open mouth and there will be food. I'm trying to get my point. Do we want that delivery that just 2 minutes it will happen? We are actually, if the more greedy we are in terms of getting the things delivered in right time or faster, the more pressure we are putting on supply chain.
But the hyperlocal delivery
Yes.
system.
Can I?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay, this is where this thing happened. But what you were talking about, trying to, knowing a specific demand and trying to meet it, and going beyond and creating a latent demand. I'll tell you where this food delivery thing will eventually go. Likely to go. I can't predict future, but likely to go. What you had was basically related to it. When you had buggies in which people were traveling, always the idea was to how to make it faster. They made tracks and all that and made it faster. Ford came in and he said automobile. That's a complete change, and there is a latent need which some you innovated something and bought it. So what will happen in the food delivery when you're trying to do 1 hour? Not while there are things which you'll say if you leave it in 10 minutes, you pay more. This is like overnight delivery. Like you have stuff, right? DHL, FedEx, overnight in the US. You are ready to wait for 1 week, like that. You're ready to wait for a day for your delivery of big basket. You are ready. You want it delivered in 1 hour. You pay more. Yes, that will. They'll solve that supply chain issue and all that stuff. But what will happen eventually in the future? You'll 3D print food. That's what he's talking of. In 2 minutes, you will, because it's already happening. It's happening. It's not new. This technology is not new. It's happening in this thing. You can 3D print your food. You order it, it gets printed.
You'll get it, but it will not be the
Yes,
same. It's only a print.
No, it is edible stuff. It is edible stuff. It's hard to believe. It is more hygienic and it's all your calorific value or your anything that you do, all your what do you call it, your health related this thing thing that you do actually it is as per what it is, the things that you give, right? So many calories, so much this thing, so many whatever, sulfur, all that stuff. I'm no chemist, but it will be as per those standards. One they can make 3D printed, look alike, taste alike, vegetarian, non-vegetarian. This is nothing big. So eventually you will have 3D printers printing your phone. That's where this whole thing. Yeah.
Even the chat GPT, which you all are mentioning these days, I was in a doctor's meet last week. They said actually this chat GPT can tell the doctors to operate even better than the doctor. Because the chat GPT knows the entire AI, that is artificial intelligence based. They will tell you that cut this portion only. It's exact. You could see brain replaced with AI, then where shall we all go? It's not like this only then. Nothing will happen to us, or we will be wiped out. But who will manage this AI?
Authorship for general source.
So that's what you could see. Technology is actually coming up. I was trying to build here. See, if you see urban class, I was giving an example. Because in our country, we have a lot of seasons. Whether it is January or a December or a Thanksgiving in US, we need cleaning. But those who started urban class, did they do actually a lot of technological startup, brought a lot of R&D and started that business? No. There was a demand, which was to a certain extent urgent or needed. We could have asked our house maid to clean that entire house. Could be possible. But we wanted looking for professionals who could be plumber, who could be carpenter, who could be actually for the AC and all, clean that house, arrange it. We feel satisfied because celebrating the success. Did that technological aggregator platform as a connecting all those people on a one platform, we as a customer ordering and all, did not bring something which was highly radical. Technology was there as a platform. They only just connected all these points, done, payment system aggregated. Customers are already there, which are demanding. Creation is really big. It is more driven by the technology, which is more driven by the knowledge. It says neither supply nor demand exists. In a very obvious manner, or one or both have to be created, and several economic inventions in marketing fancy have to be made for the opportunity to come. Let us go with the EV, electric vehicle as a concept. It is not aggregation. Something as a radical which happened maybe 15 to 20 years back when they started discovering that these batteries could run these cars or the buses of the. So all these were tested, done in the laboratory. They started experimented that EV as a prototype will work. People, if imagine if we have this petrol or diesel abundance on platform, do we need EV? If it is cheaply available like Pakistan, 10 rupees liter, that would be better. We all would purchase and at least have 5 cars for us. You could see the nature is also helping us, not pressurizing us to search something. You could see, understand. Similar as a technology. Corona as a virus, people were knowing, but the vaccines what were developed actually was here. That crisis came, then there was a demand. Here, neither the demand exists nor the supply. And one of them is that iPod. Apple created iPod. We really understand that Apple, people were actually really using that WhatsApp. Selling that, it was waiting for them. But company started, visualize the demand, came with the product, convince the customer. Better brand, better product, better quality. Lot of young generations are really loving it. You could see how actually this has been happening. So as an entrepreneur, we have to be maybe sometimes opportunity could be based mix of fine. But these will have here when there is a demand, you will spend less amount of money on marketing because there was a demand, you will sell. You will not have to make a higher complicated business model, go all across, put exhibition, sell. No, there is already a demand. Here you have to put really a lot of like all these are the companies which actually spend huge amount of money in that. We only know about diseases. We cry and talk to God, but God does not give you medicine. I'm not being in that mode, but I'll just try to give an example. As an entrepreneur, those who are in technology of med technology, they try to discover, test that equipment or a medicine or a drug, and then they come. So that's why you all have to be very, very see. When we these are the two predominant understanding whether the opportunity could be discovered or it is created. See, here also actually how this discovery happens. In our market, in our society, or in our economy, there is a lot of market importance. We all believe that it is not my fault, it is the government work which will repair this, which will repair that, which will do that. We will just go on the road. If you go to Europe, most of you might have really seen that people are very proactive to develop their society and their start. We not. Whether I was a billionaire or a poor guy, we believe that no, it is work of the government to do everything for us. Mindset. There only an entrepreneur comes, he tries to understand, oh, this is the problem. Why shall I not win? Maybe he is highly educated, maybe he is more experienced, maybe he has seen, observed, experienced that problem and goes. Now technology. Can technology, or I have just written, cannot entrepreneurship or venture creation occur without any technology or technological? Ravi sir is also here. He is the head of incubation center at Andhra University, has been guiding a lot of people. Do you think that without it, technology entrepreneurship can work?
No,
Previously,
no.
it was the decade.
Because our entire 5 days focus, discussion, augmentation is all about technology. I am bringing up a reverse that no, technology is not needed.
Previously, it was not needed.
Okay.
Current future, without technology, there is no business. Any business that you name, you require technology, either to contact your customers or for your marketing or for your supply or for your logistics, whatever it is. Decades ago, there was no technology, but still business entrepreneurs were there.
Right?
So technology is something that is the knowledge that you apply to get the things done easily. So here it could be a mechanical, electronic, electromechanical, or digital, or it could be anything. So here, without the technology, no entrepreneurship can go ahead or move forward.
Not even startup.
Here, technology reduces the time.
Better output, better efficiency.
Outcome would be less time.
Technology is
Social entrepreneurship.
Social entrepreneurship also requires funding, sir. Social entrepreneurship also
No, that's
requires
what you can
marketing, sir.
use technology,
Not
make it bigger,
necessarily.
get those things,
Ah.
go and
So it means at one point or the other, you are
No,
again dependent
you
on
can-
technology.
you can still survive without. I'm saying there is a lot of social entrepreneurship which doesn't actually use
the question is what technology does in it.
It could be a mechanical, it could be anything.
One is solution, other is facilitation.
Assistance.
That is facilitation. Because NIDA has not developed any technology. Has it? No.
They have just launched an app.
It has just launched into the existing web platform.
Yes.
Created a technology who brought Google, which brought a platform called Google, or the company which brought AI started initially, they developed it. But we are all just copying, paying that much money, and Ola as a company, did they develop any technology?
They are making use of the technology.
Now, but they also have developed a technology
They don't
based on that GPRS system, which tracks all this because it is not easily available to others. We don't need that at all. And those who all developed a technology of drones, using that technology, you can spray, sprinkle, put fertilizer, so you can watch around. You could see technology as a facilitator, technology as a core product. Based on that, without technology, nothing can happen, or technology is an augment. That's why I asked, cannot it occur without technology? It can. There are many. We do believe that entrepreneurship is always, or a business formation is always about the growth aspect. You don't want to stick your business only of 50,000 rupees per month. Because that entrepreneur or the people who started a firm who begin that their revenue over time should be. You go to the lot of villages. Actually, I was a part in Arunachal Pradesh. I had to lot of rural women and doing a study on. We asked them that why don't you increase your business in terms of the revenue, the market size? Why don't you actually sell more products? They all are not apprehensive, but they are all satisfied. Just like the self-actualization. Sir, this much money helps me to survive. I don't want it. That actualization stage has come for them, on that they will survive. But that is not the core of the entrepreneurship, because maybe those ladies or those people involved are not risk takers. They do not want to increase their impact, effectiveness, or the revenue beyond that, and they're local. But the moment you are either going from a local to national, national to international, you can really understand the lady there does not need a technology, but needs a lot of technological interventions for mobile payment, purchasing, ordering, many things. You can understand the core now, whether you need technology as a core product development or you need technology for a facility. Right.
It's like a kirana shop can still survive without technology, but it will help you better to change the problem and all that stuff, which is the payment gateway and other stuff. Or our use of mobile phone and the WhatsApp thing to get orders online. Might will make you of course better, but it can still survive without.
Right. Also, my third question: do technology or technological interventions vary in different stages of entrepreneurial venture creation? When you are planning a business, do you need technology? When we are sitting in a boardroom doing actually something what we think, what technology we need? Maybe that is called an invisible stage, where people do not know you. You are just building planning stage. But the moment you are going to develop a prototype, you are going to expand, you are going to market, you are going to actually bring a supply chain, then you need them. So at different stages, technological or a role of technology changes. In initial stage, you may not need more because you are just building more. But as the traffic increases on your website, you have to augment. Many of these e-commerce website technology was there. They only needed coder and programmer to develop all those codes for them. When we see whether it is Nike, Mintra, each product has a different code. And who all these develop? Engineer for a coder or a program. Entrepreneur has conceptualized using everything that this will be my platform, this will be my product, whether B2B, B2C, or C2C, or D2C, or mobile banking. You could really understand and relate it with the core banking system. 20 to 30 or 40 years back, we all were going to the bank, standing in the queue, typing machine was there. We used to stand and get it everything done. Today it is handy, convenient, easy, fast, and available. You can now visualize how technology is trying to facilitate, create efficiency, bring more effectiveness. But how does it relate for entrepreneurship? Because even the business organization also need technology. But is it really necessary for entrepreneurship? Yes. When the technology is the core to develop your product, then you need to have a competence, you need to have a knowledge, and you need to have a dominant command of that technology so that you can do that. Those who have developed as an Ola as an app, based on that technology, that their GPS system has to be faster. You might have really faced a lot of time when you are traveling, and when you see in your GPS, it shows that you are traveling in ocean. It is a fault. But those who all have developed actually have done a lot. Technology will come into digital to see. I have one more slide here. I have already written technology entrepreneurship is a vehicle that facilitates prosperity in individuals, firms, regions, and nations. And when we begin, let me come back to a point to show you all. Then I'll go. You could say the degree of change and demand in supply versus the risk. The first one is incremental, which is already existing you are trying to increase based upon a newer technology or newer innovation, and then trying to add some. Here, the risk is low because existing product, you are just trying to tweak in the business model using the tech. You see a lot of e-commerce websites. Do they do something new? What is new in their technology? Whether it is Nike, Flipkart, Jupon, Myntra, what is new in there? You all might have really seen. Is there something new? Products are new. I'm not talking about products. Technology में नया. Neither IT platform is theirs. Websites can be done or made by anyone. Hire two, three people, they will develop a website for you. What have they added as a technological advancement into their business?
Algorithms and analytics.
Algorithm and analytics, which is again that entrepreneur can develop. He's a coder, or he can hire a team who can develop. But most of the things are available. If it is not manufactured, e-commerce companies, if they are not manufacturing, like Big Basket, does Big Basket produce all that food produce? No. Then platform has been developed by all these coders. They have created. They have just created factory. Now let us take into something which are radical, which have developed it. The system which they develop radically, something which is new to the market, new to the geography, and new to the society. First time they are doing. Their risk is also very high. Demand and supply depends because it will be higher if there's no demand. Whatever money might have made, you will be lost. Vijay Shekhar Sharma as a Paytm became rich only because of demonetization. You can really read that story. Maybe he could consider Modi ji as a god or an angel. That's another. But things change. The government brought this UPI system, and because of that, Bharat Pay, Phone Pay, all have become richer, billionaires. And they are actually conducting Shark Tank. You can really understand. See how society is creating a demand as well as the dynamics changes. So incremental is lesser risk, lesser demand. Because product existing, because suppose this is one, someone says that the water will be coming from Himalayas, hotel will be similar. There is, I think, a black water concept. Those all that are Bollywood and Hollywood calling that. Water is water. Maybe the ingredient in the water will change where they will have their own water bottling plant, refining technology. Then the third is the second is proactive. Proactive is more about you could see it provides customized solution to the client to create larger changes in demand. You are not reacting to the market, but you are proactively building, trying to understand before other people actually jump. You are trying to understand that hey, this is what I could go. Like many of the firms who actually go international. And they say, no, this market done, let me go international. They bring technology and that is proactively. Those who are reactive in the sense that bringing efficiency. You could see, or by using automation, visualization, or virtualization, removing intermediaries, change your business. We are reacting to the market. And you can use different technologies here. Many. You could see here Fernand Petals as an example, which is there was already Fernand Petals, or there was already people who are selling flowers. We go to any place in Visakhapatnam. Those people will they sell flowers on this website and increase their business? Either they are not competent or they are more satisfied selling flowers on that street. Well, no, sir, this is fine for me. Because there is a doubt that if they go online, they even don't know how many numbers will be sold. But here sitting on that street, they know at least we sell 10 flowers or bouquet per day. No. But what has actually Fernand Petals as a company done? Facilitate. Brought a lot of people who were having less demand, now they can create more. They can sell their products more. The people selling flowers, even maybe if you go to Mangalore, there are a lot of valleys of flowers. Those people can register their business, can have a high demand by the fragrance making company. They have to only look for that logistic supply chain and their flowers will be sold. So it's not that this was flower selling was not happening already. They have just three. Once we go into a radical one, you could see where these people have actually tried to connect that market different. Because earlier payment system no one knew. We all were cash driven economy. Now even printing cash is becoming costly. So government thought that why not IT as a technology could be used into this system and bring everything about. She could really understand how this began from that core banking system. You have everything manual, but you have a payment online. It will not work. That integration of technology, which started with the banks, have brought internet banking, mobile banking, credit facility, international banking, everything I did. And these all as a company, whenever you are scratching to the Paytm, it is quickly deposited, highlighted in your mobile phone or your internet. Something new which they brought. Even they were not sure, if you read the story, even if they were not sure that there will be a demand. But demand has. And seeing them, whether it is Bharat Pay, Google Pay, Phone Pay, even Facebook Pay, they all made new demand. Proactive is again what I have written is book my shoe. A lot of people were watching movies. Now, to watch a movie, we may not stand in the queue at the CMR mall, but we can move, book here, go watch, come back. So they also have, they created a platform and they have facility. Also, is actually Bank Bazaar. Bank Bazaar actually everyone knows like Policy Bazaar, which brings a lot of comparisons in the terms of offer. And then based on that, you can really think that hey, I should get one from here, or I should get this from here because rate of interest is lower or higher and all, and you see a lot of. Now, actually, if I come back, is yes. Hmm. So, what does this actually tech entrepreneurship or technology entrepreneurship facilitates? One is the ultimate outcome, which we were just discussing. What do you want as an outcome through intervention? You want to develop a product, you want to facilitate more market, you want to reach to more number of customers. Suppose Alibaba actually does online from China, so huge market. But they are also available in India because of the technological platform on which they have built up their business. Now, any part in the world, anyone can purchase logistic partners, or all these partners are there. But when you are physically available, technology will be different. In a shop, which we were just trying to understand, how will technology help an entrepreneur versus that online e-commerce? Here, technology helps to market, to brand, to create more actually shelf life, to test that product, to increase the shelf life of a perishable product. There, it is increasing your output. You can understand what is that outcome in a technology view. Then the target of the ultimate outcome. Who all will be actually your outcome, or who all will be a potential customer? We all mom and cry, mom and me.
Me and my
Me, that for babies.
mom and me.
Mom and me, right? Mahindra.
Yes.
You could see that babies are not our potential customer. We are. For my son, I have to really see that this shot will fit, and then we purchase. So even the companies also knows that they put a lot of different sizes of a shirt, pant, trousers for the kids, and this. Who is their target? Their technology is what? Just highlighting, showcasing your product. But when you are making powder, that talcum powder or a baby powder, technology is to develop. You can really see the difference because what technology does here to augment the market outreach, their technology is the core to develop that product because without technology you cannot make powder. Without technology you cannot actually remove all that germs in that powder. You cannot have a perishable or that aspect of everything. You cannot pack it better. You cannot market it. You could see that. Then also, what is the mechanism used to deliver that? Because technology, unless and until commercialized, cannot be complete. We all have seen that machine which balances the aeroplane in the air. I forgot the name, but the machine which is actually so more of an instrumentation which balances this entire aeroplane in the air. As a common individual, even we even do not know. But those who are all aeronautical engineers, they only know the importance of the not black box. That's something which balances that entire because we are just sitting and flying. Those pilots only know that this machine will work in a different way, then everyone will go down. You could see that what is that role of technology there versus the other technologies there, which is cooling system, working, everything. You could see how do we what is that we want and interdependence of this mechanism with scientific and technological advance. Because as a music system, a lot of people had headphones. Earlier pager system, walking system, that smaller mobile to a larger mobile to a smartphone, even the watches, which actually catches a lot of actually body features. Advancement. And based on all these, Healthify Me or all these companies are better. They see, as an entrepreneur, you have to really understand the trend changing, whether it is a demand, whether it's a creation or a discovery, and you have to know how this technology will bring a change. And this has to be advanced because technology, what we all started as a student matriculation has changed. Nothing was there. Today, our kids are more better advanced in technology than us. You could say. So as an entrepreneur, you have to be more advanced than them even. How does technology actually facilitate builds an infrastructure? But how does it bring efficiency and effectiveness as an entrepreneur, he or she? Also, factors affecting. What affects the technology? One is demand and supply, new problem and challenge. The diseases which are changing, varying with the time, lot of advancement, pollution, climate change is different. And the way technology. So that is why we have to really understand those who are entrepreneurs, their maybe the businesses are built on technology, either a facilitator or the core product development. They have to know that problems change. The same time, you have to bring a newer technology. Today, that Nokia mobile phone of 500 or 1000 is no more. But our old parents are using. They love it because they don't need that smartphone. But we as a young people, we need because without that you cannot survive. You could really see a difference. What we want. Also, for technology, we need research and development. Either the government or the organization or the entrepreneurs should develop, invest in R&D. Samsung, Sony, or all these companies develop or invest huge amount of money into this, which gives them a lot of ideas for an event. Google today has created one platform, but based on Google platform or based on that platform, which is web platform, crores of business. We could really see for these people, technology is a facility. But a company which is started, it was a core invention. So technology has a lot of factors, dynamics, changes with time. And so as an entrepreneur, earlier there is a term called refurbished, right? Even the mobile phone, if you don't have the money, you will get refurbished Apple iPhone.
It will also work in a similar way. Maybe the lifespan will be lesser. You could see the technology which are refurbished. Medicine cannot be refurbished. Very true. Plastic bottle could be refurbished or recycled. So where do you need that? What technology do you need? And if you're going to build a venture, many people who have started recycling business, plastic making or a bottle technology needed for plastic bottle is not what technology they need. They need recycling. Then their business works. So that is what problem. Earlier we all wanted water. Today we don't want water. We want technology to recycle. New policy has come by the government, scrappage policy. To see the opportunities to change. And in that market, you also need a support system. You need technological spillover. So a lot of international organizations are entering into through FDI and all are bringing new technology. In emerging markets, mostly South Africa, Brazil, Russia, India, or all these Asian countries, many of these firms are entering with a newer technology which will solve the problem. Many. They all are coming because in this country there is a lot of demand. Even most of the people do not have a Range Rover. But Range Rover is not a demand of most of the houses. The demand is a car. But by the time a poor guy purchases a car, we are bringing EV. Then the poor guy is in doldrum, confused and whether I should go for EV or we should go for that petrol car. Because he has not used petrol car, but EV has come. You could see. Or I use a Ola Uber and I come to driver. Right? I don't need a parking space. He said that in 7 lakhs of rupees, if I invest for 10 lakh Creta, if I purchase, I can manage for 5 to 20 years in traveling. You could see. It is not about misery, it is not about rationalization. It is about the way things are. And these are all technologically done because different production or the different facilities which are coming into cars are based on different. So that is why we have to understand what is technology, how these all are moving, what is happening. At different stages, it will work different, but the factors which supports and is also one of them is the collaboration. As we all understand, when this Hero Honda as a company will came in India, Hero is a local Indian firm. Honda was a Japanese. Honda had technology to make these mobile, what's called motorcycles or bikes in a very refined way. Collaboration, which really did their business fantastic, made huge amount of money and all. They are there. Right. Today they all have gone away. Hero sells different, Honda sells different. Both are established players. Earlier, no one was knowing Honda. Now, based on theirs, actually something more. But yes, collaborations are necessary because it gives you a bandwidth to understand how technology could be interpreted by. Suppose a lot of matrimonial doctors. People are married like this also. Because after booking, finding a girl or a boy online, you have to go and see. We Indians believe into that. Then it will be certified. But what has technology done? Reduce your time of reduce your uncertainty. In a past life, you are going older, did not get a girl or a boy to marry. What will you do? Use this technology to get a life partner for you. Imagine our old parents were not allowing. They said that you go and look for a boy. We will go and look for a boy or a girl. You could see how the technology, and based on that technology, companies are running matrimonial.com or sadi.com earns crores of dollars. You could see facilitation. Let me go back to one more point. Yes. So that's why I have written. You could see technology entrepreneurship, new products based on a breakthrough in research, science-based advances to specific knowledge in academic field technology proof of concept. Here, this technology entrepreneurship is trying to develop new products. Suppose we have developed EV. Based on EV, EV is the main because
That entire engine has to run on that. That engine cannot run on fuel. You could see that difference. So that is radical new breakthrough. Versus the digital technology. Digital has not been started by every entrepreneur. Digital as a platform, digital as an IT developed long back. But here, this could be actually better for you to develop that product using as a core. Here, it is support. Ola, the core product is not developing technology. It is to solve the problem of. So what does the digital do? You could see new products based on ICT, making smart devices using the possibility of Internet of many. These days, many malls have developed, forgot that name, that you stand before a machine and it will tell you how much size of your shirt, pant, and trousers fit. Directly go pick up, put it like this, done. You need not go into that trial room and change and bring and see nothing. That thing, something a new there is there. But you could see how technology is trying to reduce the time, do things that technically efficient and digital entrepreneurship with e-commerce, using the big data, artificial intelligence, and which is trying to talk. Now, last point. We all have studied business. Where does technology embed or fit into business? Madam, you have done that business model practical course. So where does this technology fit?
Value creation. When you're creating a value for your product, technology comes into picture.
Right.
And when you are trying to take your product into the market, technology comes into picture, where you'll be making use of various modes of marketing to market your product. So that is where the intervention of technology comes into picture.
See, business organization create value in each and every, isn't it? We are creating value every day. The way you cook, then the food will be better. The way you actually travel has to be convenient. The way I teach has to be better by tomorrow. We are creating value each and every day, every moment. But technology does not change every day. That I'm trying to bring aspect that technology actually helps in value. Value is what? Convenience, satisfaction, performance, utility, efficiency, effectiveness. But this technology which we talk here, the value creation could be different, value creation could be different, value creation. There without that technology, product cannot be there. If you do not have a machines, you cannot sterilize a lot of actually medical equipment. So you have to develop that technology first based on that. Here the technology is already existing on which you are trying to build. Today we have a lot of SaaS-based models which are trying to create a lot of codes and it runs. We are all using a lot of actually that babies, what's called toys and all, no? Which on the radar or just a battery actually runs and moves. These all technology have been developed. They are just trying to copy, put that chip here in works. Toys making company, whether you go to Myra or Hamlet. But that is why, how does business model actually, business model, if we begin with the value creation, maybe the partners, resources, activities, but in the main business value proposition, what is that technology which we are bringing? Because value creation and value capture, the way you actually try to create value is through a technique. Value capture is, do people perceive it? We have created a lot of value, but people do not perceive. Similar example, iPod, which Apple developed, took a lot of time to convince that, see, this is what we have developed as a core. And this is what you need. It was not that people were not knowing. Do we purchase medicines without the advice of doctor? The moment you purchase, only would be paracetamol or something very, very generic. Can you purchase the medicine of cancer and eat? If you eat also by mistake, 10 days you will be in a fear. Who actually talks about that medicines? Doctors. Who will help in developing a technology for cancer medicine? Doctors and a biomedical engineers. You could see that creation has happened, but how does it actually that value capture for the people or a delivery is happening? Where does the technology play a better? Maybe when you are creating a value through a technology, another technology could be here. When you are delivering that, another technology. The stages could be different, the demand could be different, technological advancement could be different. But yes, whether your technology is helping you to develop the core product or it is just that. And technology is one in the business model, which is value proposition. It is also the resource. Now, here if you are saying it is for a value creation, which is product development. Here it is a facilitation. If you do not have the payment system, if it is only cash on delivery, then there's a lot of time people will not pay. They will hold that product and refund. All that time takes a lot of time. That inventory cycle. But either UPI or online, mobile payment, banking, and all is quicker. Fascinating. You are trying to maybe digital technology, that platform has been different for a product development, but this technology is something which is efficiency creation in your business. When we get admission or when we register, if you do it actually physically standing in the queue, you will require that, hey, there should have been a technology which could be easy and fun. And that is why most of these are moving into digital. Why? We all began with why we are moving? Because time is money. Customer looks for convenience, customer looks for time, customer looks for least investment. And then it says that, oh, with this much only I want. Even the companies for each and every development for technology or augmentation which they are bringing, they are charging. And they know that if we are bringing a new UPI system, so every payment we will charge at least 1% of that sales for all these technological maybe maintenance, advancement, and all, and they will do it. But if you really think in that perspective, whether we need technology for what, whether you are developing a product, whether you are augmenting it, whether you are actually reaching into the market. Now, many of the times there are a lot of technology entrepreneurship. They say no more. Now we'll sell this business and go. Because they started with a new code, expanded into the market, and they said this is done. Let us move. There are many who still, now let us think of future of this e-commerce. Let us have a look. What will be there? How long will they be there? Each product has a life cycle. Each industry has a life cycle. How long all these e-commerce companies survive or will exist? 200 years?
Very sustainable. Become new challenge, new way of e-commerce people continues processing. They have to modify their services also because most of the time we need to return the item because it didn't fit us. So they need to do that so that we can properly understand it's fitting me, and then we don't have to return it.
See, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. How many Gs we want? 100G.
Every time it's a sick point. Esther.
Right? How many Gs we want? That's a question of mine. Technology. Technology as a 5G has made it faster. Quick booking, railway ticket done. Now we are going. A lot of people are going. But that technology advanced. In technology entrepreneurship, one of the aspects is advanced. You have to really understand because technologies just over a period of time actually obsolete. And you have to really think for the future and then keep working. What will people need? What will the customers need tomorrow in the market or tomorrow in the future? Since the world is in the different stages of development, the demand for things will not go. Think once more, because I teach economic development. Mr. Truman was the president of the United States in 1950 era. Before 1950, the term developing and developed country was not. When he said in his presidential speech that from this time onwards, the developed world will be helping the underdeveloped and developing. He created a bifurcation in the entire society. So people knew, actually, we are underdeveloped, we are developed. Now developed people saying, hey, you don't know technology, take from us. Society is also facilitating. It is not that entrepreneurship comes from economics, and entrepreneurship is also built on societal things. And you could see that. Many countries, if you go to a lot of countries in Africa, many do not have, actually 30% of the population does not have mobile phone. Whereas many countries developed world, one person has telephone. You could see the technological advancement. What is technological advancement? Is also related with economic advancement. If we understand these all Gulf countries, countries of just of sand, but because of a new technological advancement, whether in the house, real estate, and all, they have become huge. So technology is also a core builder at the same time facility. What you want out of it is you want to augment your business, whether you want to help it to start another business, whether you want actually to go into a newer market, depends. And it's an unending question. It's not that I cannot have an answer that why do you need technology. But we have seen a lot of aspects when you need it. Because one person actually can start many technological advancements. So that is why the question which I really ask that what will be the future of 5G? We will have 10G, we will go. A lot of things are changing. What will this chat GPT do? If you ask a question, if you ask Alexa to sing a song, sing. You don't need magician today. So that is why a lot of questions happen. Thank you. Because I took a lot of time. You can ask a question, then we'll all go ahead. You can ask a question, no issue. Ravi sir is also there.
I just wanted to add one or two things that
Okay.
food and then mom and me, because I was on the board of directors. Mom and me, how we food, a lot of interesting things because we are also getting into food incubation in the university. Big things that we see, changes that are likely to come in food is miniaturization, just like you was talking about the big tape recorder becoming a Walkman to an iPod. You will probably find that happening in food. Capsulized form of food, which is used in space, cost. But eventually that will become a thing. Like, let's say it's easy to carry, even they might soon it will probably be used because it is small, you put some water droplets and all that, it becomes sizable, it's filling, all that is being, and it's got enough nutritional protein value so that it is this thing. So that sort of, if you go to DFRL, these are sort of research that's happening. It's largely for space now, but that will come into common lives. Because if there's a flood affected area, some earthquake, and you distribute food and all that, it may go in capsules, which might be less costly even for the cost that we need. So a lot of things are happening. Another thing on food, because I'm now coming back to relating marketing. Because recently I was year of millets. I was in the millet exhibition. We were talking about things. right? From oil pulling to a lot of things come and all that stuff. There's something he was talking about demand, which is latent demand. We do not know which way it's going. The latent versus expressed demand comes a lot in the food area. Expressed need is something that you tell, but actually might not need it. It's like your friends telling you, or your not so good friends telling you you're great, but actually they don't mean it. Or it's like when I got married, my parents asked me what sort of person would you like to get married to. I would have given uh, inner beauty, all sorts of fancy stuff, which actually don't fit. When I'm looking at Shadi.com, I'm looking at the most beautiful girl, which is there. It is photoshopped. The need for photoshopping is that. So basically, then the expressed versus latent need is totally different. So food, if you like, they say health, right, is actually an expressed need to a large extent. Maybe 40, 50 plus, it becomes a latent need because there's something which is there, two things: greed and fear. Fear takes over that you'll soon die if you don't eat healthy. So then that takes over and you become conscious and then you start eating healthy. If everybody had become very health conscious, roads would have been cramped in the mornings with walkers, gyms would have been crowded, alcohol wine shops would have gone, cigarettes would have not been sold so many, nor there would have been so many fast food centers. So you have to be very careful when you do your, because people will come. It's a health startup, and there's so much need of health, health people who wants to have a healthy living. Lifestyle sometimes doesn't belong. People eat cereals which is filled with sugars and all that stuff. What's honey and almond and all that? Tons of sugar that is there at that every morning. People eat the Kellogg stuff. Then they say case K, something they come with a brand which is healthy and all this stuff. So, but still, it takes some time. But the newer things, if it's millet, something else will come. They say it's got more. This thing, things will keep moving, things will change. But food, there's going to be a lot of research and developments which will change the whole ecosystem of how we consume and how we eat. I also remember when I was in IIM Bangalore, when the CEO of Kellogg's came in and he was launching Kellogg's into India at that point of time. And everybody, assumptions saying that, oh, India is not a market because, especially South India, right? He said, who will eat something cold in the morning, which is sweet in the morning? We are used to having hot, piping hot idli with sambar, chutneys, and all that stuff. This will not sell. But he knew, he said, if I'm able to capture 0.5% of this population as my market, it's bigger than my US and Europe market because the size of population. I will wait. He said he'll wait for 16 years, but he didn't have to wait for that much. I think seventh year he reached his targets because of our need to. The reason why Maggie again is a quick alternative. But that's the sale, the quick cereal, and then make it look perceptionally that it is healthy and you eat and go on. So that's the food part of it. Now coming to mom and me, he was talking about outcomes and all the stuff. We actually debated this in the boardroom because I was on the shadow board for Mahindra. So mom and me is a Mahindra's, one of the 80 conglomerate companies of Mahindra's. I was on the board. So we were having these deliberations and actually see what when we look at it in a marketing, there are actually four people. He was talking about your son and what was that example that you were education or something that he's talking about?
Sizes of output.
I'm sorry, sizes of outputs and this thing. Okay, buying a kid's clothes, there are actually four people in the whole sale process. It's not one. There's what you come, then we use technology to try and capture all the four in different ways. One is an influencer. When you're talking about kids' clothes, celebrity, how they clothe their kids could have an influence on. Neighbors who how they and where to buy, should you go to mom and me and buy it? Where did you buy? Will have an influence on. What you see online and who wears it and all that stuff, what sort of clothes will have an influence. So influencers, then there's somebody called decision maker. Usually for the kid, it's the mom. Dads do not really have a taste. It's the mom which takes the decision what they should wear, including for the dad. My wife always reminds, "Hey, what are you wearing?" Telugu, she clearly tells you, what the hell are you wearing? This is what you want. I say, I just don't care. I just going for attendance. She says, no, you change this, you do this and all that stuff. So it is decision maker is usually the mom. There's another thing called the payer. It's the dad. Usually. I'm saying today you have a lot of working moms, so usually dad pays for it. User is the poor kid. So there are four people in this whole thing. So it's not one, there are four different people. So the decision technology, how to again advertising and all that, we see how these four people, even the kid finally, if he says give him boost Horlicks or something, if he doesn't associate with the brand, he rejects it. Then you have he has his own tastes and other stuff. So you'll have to also influence that. Because he has again peer pressure as a kid. So there are all these things like the same thing when you take a person and try to get them into a college, into a school or something. All this work process happens. When we technologically try and capture the market, we take care of all these four. So common be examples and other stuff. Sorry for taking your time.
Now you can ask, you all can ask a question at least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am here because we have been teaching. So a lot of things are changing, and this will change. Change is called inevitable. The similar is taken. Because what we all are using automatically will become obsolete, will get something different. And this has to happen as long as this planet exists.
Change is constant.
That, that one of the startups,
Right.
on the again food. He's a smart kitchen. This guy, Giridhar, my classmate, developing that. He's got about crores of funding now. Everywhere you pre-fill and keep. And when it comes to a certain level, it automatically places an order on your big baskets thing. So including that everything is smart. And what it does is you just pre-program saying this is my menu for the day at that point of time. It picks up all the ingredients, cooks and keeps it ready by the time. And over a period of time, it learns your habits of what you will have on a Monday for breakfast, and that it will pre-cook and keep it available.
Artificial intelligence.
So this is a smart kitchen completely. It takes over the human this thing, and then it cooks and everything, and it's okay. After that, they are also trying to put a robot, so which will deliver it to your bed. It's being done here, not very far.
Some concepts discovery and what is that?
Creation.
Creation. Right. So which option is better for entrepreneur? An opportunity should be created and an opportunity should be discovered.
Let's say this has actually, this is not very strict rigid. Here, when actually you are trying to see there is already a demand, it's easy for you to come up with a technology. So this is more of an
Discovery. Then.
That
is a discovery.
right. Discovery is because there is a demand. You can experiment. You can go to the customer, come back 10 times, 20 times because there is a demand, and your technology could be effective. Because there is a need.
Market driven.
Market driven demand because whatever you invest as a technology because you need money, it will pay off. Here, even you don't know because there's a lot of risk.
Radical.
The radical technology, sometimes luck plays in the. If there is no luck, there is no demand, your technology will not go. There's actually a concept called Gartner hypercycle, which talks about many complicated technologies are accepted in the market in a lesser amount. Many simpler technologies in the market take longer amount of time to be just comprehended or accepted. So it differs because all these e-commerce websites, everyone today knows. We know actually how to click, how to order, how to pay, and we know that it will come. If something new comes, then it is. You need expert. But the technology which has been completely embedded in the society culture today, you could really understand the societal culture today as an e-commerce. And then you could see that people know about it. But a new technology or a technology which is coming for entrepreneurship should be simple. Where it would be simpler, whether you are developing a product and automatically the technology will be complicated and you will own it. But here, once you are facilitating the technology, that is why you could really see how does technology is contributing. What is the importance or goal of that technology? You want to develop a product or you want to facilitate
question with regard to obsolescence.
Hmm.
Technology becomes obsolete after a certain time,
Right.
period. So, how is this obsolescence going to affect the entrepreneurship?
See, like opportunities do not remain for eternal life. Because anything what we build is not there for an eternal, that we build in 5,000 years. No, the similar is a technology. And why it will obsolete? Because over a period of time, a technology which becomes redundant. Technology is what? You have to understand. It is that outcome and output of a knowledge or a taste or experiment which we do. Did railway engine come by the God? We learn from the start with experimented and then we. But that railway engine, which was steam versus electric versus hyperloop today, you could see that is obsolete. Why? Now you can compare. Why they are obsolete? Because of the efficiency, because of the effectiveness, because of the cost of maintenance, and because of the demand, the time. Earlier, more time driven, people actually used to enjoy. Today, time has a cost. So we want something as a hyperloop. Maybe we are going to see a reality that that technology, as per the time and demand changes, so the form of technology has changed. And automatically, if a new technology comes, entrepreneurs will come try to augment that or incorporate that technology in it. It will be because we cannot control. You cannot control the technology. Demand is something in the market which is coming from the market, and then we are trying. So anything is there in the market in forms of technology will be obsolete. Depends upon different factors, individual, societal, ecosystem. Really. Earlier, UPI payment or all these systems were not what's called demanded. People were driven by cash. But now government has made a policy which is force driven. That no, we are going on like that. You could see now technology is a forced compulsion by the citizens to act. Now, based on that, today at least maybe only 10, 20 skill tech companies are there. There could be 100. Because some would actually only cater to the MSME, some would cater to the bigger firms, some would cater to the local region. So technology has to obsolete, otherwise new technology. These all depends upon the various factors. These factors, some are actually under control, some are not under the human beings. Because it is a time, demand, society, and the changes in the societal development. One technology changes the society. By the time new technology comes, things will change. So you could see each change has a link, and automatically it will happen. Today we are actually suppose going in an online banking. Maybe tomorrow we will have just one code to transfer money. Nothing more. Who knows? Because people were earlier living without anything barter system. Today we are in a so fast, very convenient system. Tomorrow things will change. Civilization and all. So entrepreneurship is actually could really understand is really rooted in the society because it has to come. Either you go into the discovery, sir, or you go into the creation. You have to really need to know what is that. Because if you're doing a social entrepreneurship, fine, you do not need money, but you need venture to start. When you are in a commercial business, you have to know what customer wants, what actually will be the change, whether you as an individual or a firm will survive in the. So that's what.
Any more questions?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Don't let me style. It's so busy. Huh?
Next week I'm going to EDI Ahmedabad to present my paper. Right.
So, yeah, right. I think we have him today.